Makoto was supposed to be a hero in another world, but the goddess there rejected him for his looks and threw him into a barren land full of monsters. Luckily, he had a secret ally, Tsukiyomi, the god who sent him there. Tsukiyomi told him that he was actually very powerful in this world, and he could do anything he wanted. Makoto decided to explore the land and see what he could find. On his third day, he rescued a cute orc girl named Emma from a ferocious beast. He easily killed the beast and learned that he was much stronger than he thought. Emma was grateful and invited him to her village. She told him that she was meant to be a sacrifice for Shen, a dragon god who controlled the fog that covered the land. Makoto was curious about magic and wanted to help Emma's village. He decided to challenge Shen and end his reign of terror. Shen was not what Makoto expected. He was a huge dragon who could create illusions with his fog. He trapped Makoto in a dream of his past life in Japan, but he also peeked into his memories and became fascinated by them. Makoto realized that he was in an illusion and broke free. He faced Shen and prepared to fight, but Shen had a different idea. He offered to become Makoto's partner and serve him. Makoto was surprised but agreed. Shen transformed into a sexy samurai girl who looked like she came from Japan. She was excited to follow Makoto and see what adventures awaited them. Makoto found out that Shen loved his memories of Japan, especially the ones about samurai and history. She took him to her own dimension, which she had changed to look like a Japanese village. Makoto told the orcs that he had tamed Shen and invited them to live in her dimension, which was perfect for farming. Shen wanted to watch more of his memories, but she also wanted a TV to store them. Makoto decided to learn more about his parents, who came from this world before going to Japan. Tsukiyomi had told him that they were special, but then trouble came. Shen brought a wounded dwarf to Makoto and said that a giant spider called Black Disaster was attacking her dimension. The spider was cursed to be always hungry and ate everything in its path. Makoto went to fight the spider and destroyed it with his power, but he fainted. The spider came back to life and said that it was happy. It liked Makoto's violence and wanted to be with him forever. Shen had an idea. She told the spider to become Makoto's partner and get a human form. The spider agreed and Shen did the ritual while Makoto was still out cold. Makoto woke up and saw that he had another sexy female follower who made him feel uneasy. Makoto learned that the dwarf was Baron, a master of making artifacts. Baron moved his village to Shen's dimension too. Shen and the spider wanted names, so Makoto called Shen Tomo after a famous samurai woman, and the spider Mio. Makoto was surprised to see that Tomo and Mio had recruited more people for his village, like orcs, dwarves, and spiders. Makoto went back to the normal world and found a human village, but they attacked him. Tomo said it was because Makoto's magic was so strong that he looked like a demon lord. Makoto spent months learning the human language and asked the dwarves to make things to hide his magic. He went to the human village again with Tomo and Mio as merchants and joined an adventurers guild. Tomo and Mio were super strong and broke records, but Makoto was very weak because of his hidden magic. He was level 1, weaker than a kid. Tomo heard that a dragon friend of hers, Lancer, had been destroyed by Sophia Bulga, who was an adventurer. Makoto saw that the prices of things were very high and that some people were following them. Tomo got ready to stop a night attack from happening. Makoto and Mio met a young girl when they were shopping for food. The girl, Rinon, said her sister Toa was gone. Tomo fought the thieves but killed 3 by mistake and caught a 4th. Rinon drew Toa and Makoto saw from the thief's mind that their gang had Toa and sent Mio and Tomo to save her. Makoto thought Toa looked like a girl named Heisukawa from Japan. Mio and Tomo found Toa and her kidnapper, Mills Ace, the strongest adventurer. Rinon ran away and told the thieves Makoto had a lot of fruit but he sold it already. The thieves told her to steal Makoto's gold to pay for Toa's debts. Mills, the boss of the thieves, said a demon lord was near the city and had a big reward on its head. He wanted Mio and Tomo to help him kill it, but he didn't know that the demon lord was Makoto. Rinon felt bad about stealing from Makoto, who was nice to her. Mio and Tomo beat Mills, his gang, and wrecked part of the city trying to see who killed more enemies. Rinon saw Toa again, who looked like Heisukawa but with different hair. Makoto was happy that Mio and Tomo saved Toa, but then he got angry and sent them back to the wasteland for annihilating the whole human city. Tomo changed everyone's memories, so they thought a monster horde ruined Zetsuya. Makoto had to join a new guild in Saige, another town. Makoto made Tomo train by herself in the wild while he went to Saige with other adventurers. Mio and Makoto killed a lot of monsters and Toa took their parts for money and rare ruby eye ants. Makoto had fun with adventurers Louisa the elf, Hazel the human, and Ranina the dwarf. Makoto wanted to sell the ruby eyes to Rembrandt Trading Company, but Toa said Rembrandt was bad. Back in his village, Emma told him how things were going. The elk lived in the mountains, the dwarves built houses, and the lizards made farms. The orcs made Makoto a castle. Makoto wondered where Tama was. Makoto got a merchant's clothes from the dwarves to hide his magic better, but his magic was too strong and broke the clothes. Makoto saw that the magic things in this world were better than normal. Makoto took the ruby eyes to Rembrandt and met a hard manager. The manager, Patrick Rembrandt, was rude until he saw the ruby eyes and said sorry. He was happy because the eyes made ambrosia, a medicine for his wife and daughters who had a witch's curse. Makoto went to register as a merchant and did the written test easily because it was simple math. The second test was to get 4 dangerous things, but he used a rule that let him use other things of the same value and use the ruby ants. Makoto went back to Demi-World where he wanted to make a secret portal to trick merchants into thinking the Demi-World was a hidden city. He found Tomo with Mio and saw that Mio loved his memories of anime and cartoons. Tomo and Mio didn't understand why Makoto wanted to sleep alone and not want to do the deed with one of them. They thought they needed a plan to seduce him. Hazel said yes to Makoto's ask to help make the ambrosia. An adventurer saw Makoto and wanted to get more adventurers to stop Patrick and Makoto. Patrick had the witch doctor who cursed his family killed in secret. Hazel made the ambrosia. Makoto held Patrick's wife, Lisa, who was a monster, and Patrick gave her the ambrosia. They did the same for Patrick's daughters. Makoto went back to Tomo and Neil, but they were attacked by the adventurer, Lime Latte, and his friends. Makoto beat all 200 enemies, and Lime said he only wanted Lisa and her daughters to sleep as payback for Patrick making adventurers who made him mad lose their jobs, many of whom died on hard quests later. He didn't know the witch doctor made them monsters. Lime said sorry to Patrick, who let him go, and Lime quit adventuring. Tomo saw in Lime's mind that he sent his money to the orphanage where he lived and gave him a katana from the dwarves and asked him to spy for her. Patrick was thankful to Makoto but also worried about Makoto making a rival trading company. Back in his world, Emma told Makoto there was another problem. Makoto's village warriors were sad after training, and Makoto found out it was his fault because he was too strong for them and made them feel bad. He also saw that the different kinds of people didn't train together, so he made weekly contests to make them work harder and help each other. Makoto, Mio, and Tomo joined the adventurers again and had to train an adventurer to take Lime Latte's place. Makoto picked Toa and told Tomo to train her, but Tomo was worried because Toa looked like the girl from Japan and she thought Makoto missed his old life. Tomo trained Toa and her team hard and then told them to beat 100 ape monsters to test them. They did it and became the strongest team. Makoto wanted to get ambrosia flowers, the flowers that the ruby ants ate that made their eyes worth money. He also wanted to rent a shop from Patrick, who knew Makoto wanted to rent because buying would make the Tsige Kingdom ask him to spy on Patrick, which Makoto didn't want to do. Patrick said he would find a shop for Makoto in a city that didn't belong to any kingdom. Makoto had a party in his village for starting his trading company. The kind said they found ambrosia flowers in the outside world but didn't take any because elves guarded them. Mio and Tomo felt Makoto die many times when he did archery training. Tomo guessed that when Makoto cleared his mind to aim, he became one with the world and died for a moment, which made Mio and Tomo think he took his own life. This made his mana very high like a god. If he kept doing it, the goddess who sent him to the wasteland would see him as an enemy and try to kill him. Makoto went back to the human world and met a special servant, but Mio and Tomo were mad and pulled him away. They said they were done waiting for him to grow up and wanted to do the deed with him now. Makoto was scared and ran away through a portal. The dwarves made better things to hide his mana. Mio said sorry for her and Tomo's actions, so Makoto asked her to help talk to the elves. Other adventurers came to get the flower too. One of them was the special servant, and made the elves attack right away. Makoto sent the adventurers to his world and made friends with the elves, Aqua and Eris. Makoto saw Nilgistori and other old elves. Nilgistori's son, Adono, was mad that the shield around the forest was getting weak. Makoto met Aqua and Eris' teacher, Mondo, a strong fighter. Mio thought Mondo had something in him and heard Adono and someone else talk in their minds about demons. A spirit came out of Mondo and killed Adono for working with demons. Makoto knew it was a lick and caught it. Tomo said she was the dragon who made the shield for Nilgistori long ago. The lick said he wanted to be a Grant, a human who can go to other worlds like a god. Tomo said he was wrong. Grants were just humans who went to other worlds by chance and got the name Grant. The lick saw that he wasted his life on a wrong goal and liked Tomo's idea of being Makoto's familiar and teaching him magic. The adventurers wanted to leave this world. Being Makoto's familiar made the lick look young and handsome. A magic blast happened in the village and made Tomo fall down. Makoto and Shiki helped the hurt people. Makoto saw that the blast opened the portal to the outside world. He saw the memories of the special servant who tried to take magic things and made a ring with Makoto's magic blow up, hurting Tomo's little friend and an orc. Makoto went after her and stopped her for good. After they said goodbye to their friends, Makoto learned from Shiki that he could see the bad lady's memories because Tomo shared her power with him, which meant they trusted each other a lot. But this made Mio envious. Makoto told them to build walls so that visitors who came to this world to trade could not see the village. Makoto visited Patrick, who found Makoto a shop in a town that was not part of any kingdom. Makoto wanted to go to a school there to learn more about the world, the goddess, and people. He took only Shiki with him and gave Mio and Tomo some memories as presents. When they were ready to go, the goddess found Makoto and messed up his trip, sending him to a far place where two bad guys attacked him. The two said they were Sophia Bulger and Mitsurugi, the best adventurer in the world and the big dragon she killed to be famous. They said they joined the bad guys to end humanity. Makoto took off his tools that hid his magic and scared Mitsurugi with his power and broke Sophia's sword. Makoto gets away from Mitsurugi and Sophia, who wants revenge. Patrick heard about the bad guys being beaten by a strong mage, but he didn't know it was Makoto. Shiki thought the goddess made Makoto beat the bad guys and might be overlooking them. Tomo said she made a new friend named Kamo with Makoto's magic from a ring, and Mio was mad when Kamo called Makoto Papa. Makoto opened a shop that did very well and found out that after he went away, humans and demons hurt each other a lot, and that heroes from two other goddesses were a part of the fight. The village had a party for Makoto's shop and he thought his future was good, but the party was stopped by Mio and Tomo fighting again, making Makoto think his future was not so fun. The last number of your like is who powers you get. Comment who you got. Don't forget to subscribe for more anime recaps.